I'm back. Sorry for anybody who doesn't know me. My name is Lisa and I'm the Mummy Whisperer, and I help mums be happier, healthier and wealthier. And my internet seems to hate me doing Facebook Lives at the moment, so I've just switched it off and started again. So this week is mental health awareness. I have loved watching and reading everybody's stories to help kind of normalise mental health and bring it to the forefront and show how important it is. Oh my goodness, now my puppies are going to start arguing. Stop now. No, they're not going to ignore that. Come on. And I wanted to share my own challenges. I'm always scruffy on a Thursday morning because it's my dance class, but that is one of my key tips. So let's see, where have I been? Mental health, I've certainly had my ups and downs in my 50 years. But to a certain degree, even though I had some really big downs and really big problems, hold on, let me grab them. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Right. No playing while I'm on Facebook Live, please, you two, stop it. So yeah, while I've had my ups and downs, I was really lucky because I was already training as a therapist and a coach, or trained as, and I always had people therefore who would be there for me, who would pick me up out of like one of those really dark spirals. So I never had to stay there for a really, really long time. And in actual fact, I specialised in helping people with mental health issues. I learned a pile of therapies that were really, really in depth for that sort of thing. And it was my specialty before I had kids. But after having kids, I didn't want to work in that area because I liked to be available 24/7 to anybody it was serious mental health issues that I was helping with. So I certainly had my ups and downs, and I'd had loads and loads of support. What came as a shock to me was when I got Lyme disease and fibromyalgia. Firstly, it was fibromyalgia, and then we realised it was Lyme disease. And what came as a shock to me then was that I lost that support mechanism because I was very highly judged for getting ill. In the coaching and healing industry, there was huge judgments on, how did you attract this into your life? Blah, 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 blah. You were obviously wanting to stay ill because you're still ill and you're obviously not listening to us and all this basically crap, sorry. So it was really different because suddenly I lost that whole support system, and I had a very different type of problem with the Lyme disease and fibromyalgia. Oh my goodness, now both puppies, well, the puppy and the dog, want to sit on my lap. I'm not sure how this is going to go. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to you about the different types of depression or mental health or stuff that I've got and how I handle it, just to give you some tips. Hey Fiona, nice to see you, lovely. So the worst one I get is I get a crushing depression. It is like having a great big black helmet over my head. I can't think straight. I find it difficult to get anything done. It is just awful. So I have that. Now my tip for handling that, if any of you have that, is to go and see a doctor and get yourself some blood tests, because the way I handle that is vitamin B. That is definitely it can't be helped with any kind of thought processes, cognitive behavior therapy, nothing like that. It is just a physical problem, and I require more vitamin B, basically. And you don't often know why it comes on. It's always worse around periods. Everything's worse around period time. So yeah, if you have that, go get tested, take some vitamin B. And the other thing is, how do I actually get anything done when I'm in that place? I just take one step. I'll start at one side of the kitchen and I'll take one step and I'll just slowly and steadily get going. I find that in that situation, I need momentum, and it just need to keep going. If I stop when I have that, it's just going to be worse, because then it's going to trigger the anxiety. So anxiety. I am lucky enough not to be somebody who is I think there's real a problem with having anxiety all the time. Actually, I have had anxiety all the time, but you know what I mean, when it's crippling. My biggest anxiety is I never know when a flare is going to come, and if it comes, I never know how long it's going to last. So that's really, it's like people with panic attacks. That's one of the things I've heard people say, is that they don't know when it's coming, and they don't know how bad it's going to be. So that's my real anxiety. And because of things like the Lyme disease, I don't cope with shocks particularly well. I don't cope with ups and downs particularly well. So, and I find it very difficult. I was finding it very difficult to plan ahead because of that anxiety, because I didn't know if I was going to be all right, if I was going to have a flare, and that sort of stuff. I still hate booking things in my diary. A few of my friends will have noticed that I really hate booking things in my diary, and I do get anxious when I do that. But it's the only little bit that's kind of left. So, anxiety, I feel anxiety gets really stuck in the body. You have to challenge your thoughts a lot of the time, but I do find it gets very stuck in the body. Hence, I go to my dance class on a Thursday morning, hence I'm looking a bit scruffy, hence the dogs are wanting some attention because I've been out. They were asleep when I started this, but obviously they decided they wanted to get involved. So yeah, I do a dance class, it's fun, we laugh a lot, but most of all I move, and I really feel that anxiety gets like really stuck in there. So that's why I do that. So that would be my tip: move. Do something you enjoy that physically moves your body and gets it out of your muscles, basically. And then there's the fog. It was more than a fog, it's more than mummy brain. You remember mummy brain? It's more than the perimenopause, which I'm now enjoying, lovely. It was a complete inability to do things I used to be able to do, not remembering all sorts of just awful. I have to say that the pain of the Lyme disease and the fibromyalgia and stuff was nothing in comparison to the ego bashing I got from that. So now fog. Lots of mums have like this brain fog, and it goes with a lot of depressions as well. My recommendations for that, the things that I do, omega oils, omega-3, 6 and 9, always helped me as a mum. Circulation, what you want is more oxygen in the body. Is that tasty? Is that zip tasty? Puppy hell I'm in at the moment. So yes, circulation. Circulation is what you need. You need to get more oxygen into the body, more oxygen flowing around into the brain. So that might be moving. I use far infrared, saunas, baths, body brushing, massage. Really? It's not that tasty? Anything to do with circulation is really good for brain fog. And the other thing that's really, really good is, obviously I do the dancing, which is really good because you've got the left, right, but because mine's very acute with the Lyme disease, because literally there's bugs, you know, wandering around my body. So when those bugs are in my brain doesn't work particularly well. Tap dancing. Now, so the reason that helps is the timing, and playing the piano, that sort of thing. So if you have any problem with that, what you're looking to do is get circulation going and get the left-right brain talking to itself. That would be my tip. And the biggest tip I would have for you is to accept who you are. I am who I am. I am somebody who does not deal with firefighting. I like things planned in advance. I like a relatively chilled life. I just want to be happy. I can't cope with sudden shocks particularly well. I don't like them. They kick things off for me. And that is the biggest realization that I have had. I have had the biggest step forward since accepting who I am. And even though I absolutely believe I'm doing so well, actually, but I actually believe I will be completely symptom-free by the end of the year. But I do not think that you're going to find me not going to dance classes, not doing all of the coping mechanisms. I will still be doing all of that because I am who I am. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I sold my salon, because owning a bricks and mortar business has huge potential for those ups and downs and shocks and so on. I can run a business, but you know, you're employing loads of people, you've got staff, you've got suppliers, you've got landlords, you've got all sorts of potentials for sudden regular shocks and constant interruptions, and that was not healthy for somebody like me. So accept yourself. If you are somebody who has a tendency towards anxiety or depression, you're going to need some coping mechanisms. You know, you just are, and it's fine, and you'll probably always need them, and it's not a weakness, it is just who you are. So what I wanted to talk to you about as well was my deeper kind of coping mechanisms. I created my own system in the end. It's almost like a healing system. I actually incorporated into one of my programs that I sell, Change Your Life. And what I find I do is, when I have a feeling, the first step is to acknowledge how you feel. Don't ignore it, especially if you have some kind of mental health issue. It's very important not to repress them, very important to be aware of them. I do lots of journaling. I like to get the crap out of my head and onto a piece of paper. I find that loads shifts with that. I do lots of kind of what they call affirmations, you know, lots of positive self-talk. I work very hard on, it sounds crazy, doesn't it? I work very hard on liking myself. I think that self-care and self-love are really key for everybody. So I have really started to put myself as a priority, and my health has just escalated off the scale so much better. I can't tell you, I barely have any pain now, and the flares and the mental health aspects are just so much better. So yes, accept how you feel, journal it down to get it out, love yourself more. And then I do lots of meditation. You know, I do loads of free ones on my Facebook page here. There's lots on YouTube. There's always meditations in all of my programs. And there's particular healing meditation that I use when there's been something that's been upsetting me, where I just shift it through, basically breathing it out, kind of. And then I also use journaling from a more positive perspective. So once I've shifted everything out, I use journaling to then create the new positive image of how I feel, how my life is, and so on. So that's my technique. And I also include that whole program in my 6-month membership program called Be Healthy, Fit and Slim, because the reality is my bias is towards being healthier and fitter. I'm really happy. I know that makes people slimmer, and I'm really happy to help people in their, their goal to be lighter. If that makes them feel happier about themselves and more comfortable in their skin and so on, as long as they understand it's just making them more of who they are and show more of who they are into the world. But a huge aspect of my 6-month program is about mental health and emotional eating, because if there wasn't an issue, even the slightest issue with that, then there wouldn't be a problem. And in many ways, that's why when people look at me, I've had the odd criticism about the fact that I'm not in bikini model state myself. And frankly, I don't care, because what I care about is that I'm healthy, that I'm fit, that I'm going to live a really long life, and that I'm slimish, but maybe not Kim Kardashian levels, or maybe not bikini model levels. I don't really care. I could certainly support somebody and help them focus to achieve that. But the majority of us actually just want to feel fabulous, be healthy, have more energy, feel wonderful about ourselves, feel confident, like ourselves a lot more. Just feel really, really good about ourselves. So that's what my program offers. Anyway, I hope that those tips on how to handle, some of the mental health issues that come with a chronic illness, I hope that they really help. Please do. You can always come into my free Facebook group, #Mummy Whisperer Tips. You're always really, really welcome in there, and ask me any questions, you know, if you've got a problem. You know, there's my blog as well, mummywhispererblog.com, and underneath the healthy menu, there's tons of information. I must admit, I haven't spoken a lot on there about my Lyme disease recently because I have been doing so well. I was worried I was tempting fate, but I am actually going to start. I'm going to put some stuff in there. I'm going to do oh, Helen, hi, thank you. Saying about dance. Yeah, you and me at that dance class today. Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah, so I am going to put like a whole menu of how I'm kind of managing my Lyme disease, but this is the biggest chunk really, is the mental health. And then I'm going to do something on all of the supplements I use and all of the therapies and everything else, just so that it can be of help to people. Somebody questioned me the other day and they said, why don't you charge for your information about Lyme disease and fibromyalgia? The reason I don't charge about it is it's very difficult to get that kind of information. People in those situations are normally actually seriously financially challenged. If they wanted to come and have a lifestyle session with me, book a one-to-one with me, that'd be absolutely fine. Generally speaking, they're actually quite financially challenged. And so what I'm trying to do is provide enough information. If down the line they then want to like dramatically improve things, well, they can come on one of my programs. All of my programs are obviously written from where I'm at, and therefore would work with somebody. But I'm not charging for my information about Lyme and fibro and chronic health and stuff like that. I just know how long it can take, step by step, to gradually get better, and you have to be in the right place to hear that, you know. And a lot of people aren't for the longest time, and there's no judgment on that. So I just wanted to leave that information out there so that when somebody's ready, it's there, it will help pick them up, and then wherever they go from there, that's great. Because that's what I'm trying to do. Because I remember how just awful it can be and how it can feel. So much love to you, all you lovelies. I just want you to remember how important it is to look after yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, if you don't take care of your body, to be honest, and loads of spiritual people just won't take any notice of their body because they're all about the spirituality. Loads of people in personal development are only focused on the mental side of things, but the body is key. So if you are struggling with anything, support your body, and your body will then support you. All of your emotional and mental health issues will be a little bit lighter if you've helped your body. And that is not you beating up your body. That's not you telling your body that it's eating badly, that it's doing this, that it's not right, that it's overweight, that it's not fit enough, that it can't do this, that it can't do that, you know? That's not what I'm talking about. This is you being kind to your body, listening to it, doing what it needs you to do, not pushing it beyond what it's capable of doing what it would really love you to do. Support your body, and it will help you with your other struggles that you've got going on. You know, it makes it a little bit easier. Choose the easier route by looking after your body, would be what I'd say. Because also, when we turn our back on ourselves, when we turn our back on our bodies and looking after ourselves, we literally turn the dial down on our health and happiness and even our wealth. Because if you're saying that you're not important enough, then what message is that giving to your potential customers, your family, your business, and everything else? So I know that if you have your own business, you probably have your struggles. You probably do also have mental health issues at times, stress and depression and so on. I'm just saying to you, look after your body, because then it can look after you in your business, and otherwise you're going to have a really good business and in a few years' time not be well enough to enjoy it. Oh, hi Lindsay. Hi, lovely. Loads of in here, but I'm afraid I'm just finishing up. But I was just talking about business owners and how much they need to look after their bodies and take care of themselves. So you know that would be nothing to do with you at all. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Remember that everybody deserves to be happy, healthy and wealthy. And if you need anything, come into my free Facebook group, #MummyWhispererTips. And if you were interested in that 6-month membership program, be you know, to become healthier and fitter and slimmer, then please do just pop me a message. I have some great offers at the moment. If you bring a friend, you can just pay for one person. So either you pay for a friend or you can split the bill, and it's literally only £7.50 a week when you do that. So it's an amazing offer, but that's because I know that accountability is so important. So I want to bring in a pile of accountability buddies, basically. So take care, guys. Any questions, just message me. Bye.